I want to get to, I believe, the Nepo baby who has just napalmed all Nepo babies.
Yeah.
That is one Violet Affleck,
Okay.
who took herself over to the UN during UN week and demanded, Kinsey, demanded from behind an N95 mask that the rest of us mask up in perpetuity because there's a pandemic going on that none of us are. Let's take a look at Violet. Let's take a look, regrettably, at Violet Affleck.
We are told by leaders across the board that we are the future. But when it comes to the ongoing pandemic, our present is being stolen right in front of our eyes. For adults, the relentless beat of back to normal, ignoring, downplaying, and concealing both the prevalence of airborne transmission and the threat of long COVID, manifested in a series of choices. Young people lacked both real choice in the matter and information about what was being chosen for us.
Now, I would say that most children of COVID-19 would say what was stolen from them was their very childhoods, that they lost at least 1 year of school, 1 year of socialization, that they were inculcated with a terrifying degree of fear and paranoia that is not going to serve them well if they can't break it out. And here we have a celeb you spawn who was only there by dint of her famous parents, okay? That's the only reason she's got that platform. And she's standing there lecturing us behind a mask that is just, she does not look, I've said this on Megyn Kelly's show, this girl is not well, but not for the reasons that she thinks.
I just want to announce that I'm getting my tubes tied after watching that. Like, I'm getting my tubes tied. I refuse
But
to.
you would not spawn this. You would not create this.
That is true. I mean, this is a political free zone, but President Trump has repeatedly criticized the UN, saying, like, what's its purpose?
The UN does nothing. We all know this. It's done nothing forever, practically since its inception. So it's like.
But is that not, did we just not witness that? I mean, did we just not witness that, like, the UN is nothing but a glorified stage for a paranoid Nepo baby? I mean, that's what I just witnessed. And by the way, I've seen her in Brentwood without a mask on. So, practice what you preach.
Yeah, like what is going on? I mean, my favorite Violet Affleck stories in recent memory are her being papped walking around LA with a designer Chloe bag that if you want to buy it resale, it's going to cost you minimum $1,000. Of her writing in a paper for Yale, which was picked up by the Daily Mail, that she gave her mother, Jennifer Garner, a ton of shit during the LA wildfires because Jennifer Garner took them all over to the Beverly Hills Hotel or the Four Seasons. And Violet Affleck was like, what is this corporate 1% bullshit? Why are we staying at like like, are you for real, kid?
Then give your handbag back. We want your handbag back.
Where was she at Kevin Costner's like charity event for first responders? And then last year, she also spoke at, I believe, like a town hall in Los Angeles, again behind a mask, saying why everybody needed to mask up. Like, Ben and Jen, come and get your kid.
Yeah. No, I have nothing. The meanest things I would say only to you without your poor audience. I don't want your poor audience to judge me. I will bite.
Oh, they love it when you get mean, Kinsey.
I will
love
bite
it.
my tongue here. But she's going to be a nightmare. Like, I'm always like, I'm trying to mentally prepare for Northwest. I think that Northwest is going to be such a heathen. I'm trying to mentally prepare.
Northwest Kardashian West?
Yes.
Yeah.
But Violet Affleck is also going to drive us absolutely up the freaking wall as well.
How do you not look at this girl and not only think like, that's a parenting fail. Like, you have a 19-year-old who is paranoid, delusional. By the way, from what I've read, wearing an N95 mask all the time can actually cause illness. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like, it can make you sick. It's going to wreak havoc on her skin. And there's something very disturbing about wanting to create a physical barrier between yourself and the world at this age. It is very, very telling. And I think this all feels, I mean, listen, she did it first. She did it best. Greta Thunberg walked so Violet Affleck could run. Violet, come back to us when you've got a flotilla organized. Okay.
Priorities. I just look at this and I think Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner, who Jennifer Garner actually seems like a really nice person. I hate to be critical of her, but why would you put your child in? Why would you not discourage her from this? Because she makes herself a target when she goes on a stage like this and says something so medically ludicrous and something so polarizing. Because a lot of people have struggled post-COVID and do feel like they lost things. And I'm not talking about people, I'm talking about opportunities, friends, money, jobs. People are going to resent this. And I don't understand why they would allow her to put herself in this position. It doesn't seem like a good guidance.
Listen, I take everything you're saying, and this is, you are the good-hearted. You are the good witch. I'm the bad witch. And I'm going to tell you, don't feel any sympathy for Violet Affleck, because she is using unearned fame, her parents' fame, and her wealth and her privilege to get herself over. She thinks she deserves to be standing at the UN, and she thinks that she's got all the answers and should be telling all of us how to live our lives in fear, cowering behind masks, because it'll make her feel better. And that is some narcissism. And I wonder where she got it from. Just saying.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if there's a villain here, aside from Violet, it's definitely Ben Affleck, who I think is more politically outspoken, but still tries to, I think tries to, he doesn't try to straddle at all. We know he's a liberal. However, I do think he tries to avoid the conversation more than other celebrities. And I appreciate that, because I think that it's easier to accept these people falling into these roles as these characters that they're playing when you know very little about their personal life. And he's even said that. He's like, I hated being married to Jennifer Lopez because everything was out there. Like, as an actor, I need some mystery. But yeah, I think that she probably is a lot like her father and in her most obnoxious qualities. I mean, the man does have a giant dragon tattooed on his back.
Here, I'm going to lay out my theory of the case, because I've been thinking about this. Of two of their three children have what seem like major issues. Violet with her mask hysteria, and their other teenage child who identified as non-binary or male for a while, trans, now seems to be going back to being a girl, whatever. This is my theory of the case, and product of a difficult home. So I can extrapolate, I think, logically. I think that Jennifer Garner, for the bulk of that marriage and those children, their upbringing, was more invested in Ben and his gambling and his drinking and his womanizing and what he's up to and trying to save that marriage, that's where all of her attention went. And these kids needed some way of getting some attention in that house. And if you got to pathologize yourself in some way to get your parents' eyeballs finally on you and going, hey, kid, what's going on with you? You're going to do whatever it takes. And I think this is what we're seeing. This is the direct result. And as usual in homes like these, and again, just my theory, it's usually the youngest one who emerges like with the fewest scars and the most laissez-faire and easygoing, because they've been buffeted from the worst of it by the older ones.
Wow.
Just my theory. Do you trust the seafood you bring into your home? Do you question the nutrition levels, the taste, or the sustainability? Well, have you tried Wild Alaskan Company? I have, and I love them. Wild Alaskan is the best way to get wild-caught, perfectly portioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door. It comes frozen, you defrost it in the fridge, and then you have your perfectly fresh fish, 100% wild caught, never farmed. And that means there are no antibiotics, GMOs, or additives, just clean, real fish that supports healthy oceans and fishing communities. Wild Alaskan fish is frozen off the boat to lock in taste, texture, and nutrients. Wild Alaskan is sustainably sourced and wild caught from Alaska. And your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and truly feel-good seafood. My favorites, sockeye salmon, Pacific cod. You can try it risk-free with a 100% money-back guarantee. Not all fish is the same. Get seafood you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/nerve for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/nerve for $35 off your first order. Thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode.